what I really want to bring up is an article in the Times written by Mike Atherton.
Oh, this would be a good read.
It was a good read. Very good journalist.
Put you to sleep.
No, I learned a lot from Mike Atherton. The way he uses the English language is impressive. But he's written it's basically an ode to Ben Stokes because it's his 100th test. And congratulations, Ben Stokes. We'll maybe chuck him in a riser because 100 tests, not easily done. Big effort. But it is very, favourable to Ben Stokes. They do love him.
Where are you going with this?
Mike Atherton writes, Stokes' character and aptitude for the occasion at the highest level were immediately in evidence following a stand-up confrontation with Brad Haddin in 2013 Ashes series, Australia's experienced wicketkeeper in the first match and a maiden 100 in the second. This is quotes from the time. I wouldn't get yourself much further into this one with him, mate. Haddin was warned by Anderson in Adelaide. He doesn't quite know the difference between on and off the pitch, if you know what I mean. Nutter, said Matt Pryor to Haddin, nodding in Stokes' direction. Haddin did not utter a word after that. Immediately, Australia's players knew they were dealing with a character to be reckoned with. And in Perth, after a brilliant 100, they knew they were dealing with a cricketer to be reckoned with. Michael Atherton, The Times, this week. Your response, Bradley?
My response is, I've never heard more crap in my life. I can't remember talking to Jimmy Anderson about, and someone in their first test match, we were meant to be intimidated by Ben Stokes. I'll tell you what did happen in that test match.
So this was his debut in Adelaide?
Yeah, there was a confrontation mid-wicket, and we started it. Before the test match, we heard that Ben Stokes was going to play. We didn't know anything of him. We don't know who Ben Stokes is, but one of our assistant coaches, Michael Divenuto, played at Durham. They said, he's a bit of a hothead and it affects his game. So if he's seen in, they said, go for it. Jono and I went, yeah, if we've seen in. So it was a plan.
Mitch Johnson, you're saying, Jono. Yeah.
If there was a plan, if you've seen your moment, maybe you can niggle him enough. Anyway, he got the better of me. He nicked me off for 50. Yeah. And as I was walking off, there was a huge cheer. And I thought, hang on a minute. That's our guys cheering. That's the Aussie crowd. And I looked up on the screen, no ball. So I've walked back in. And as I've walked past Ben Stokes, I congratulated him on his first test wicket.
You bastard.
So I found my opening. So he's blown up. He's going on like this.
He blew up, did he?
Yeah, he's blown. I'm going, mate, I'm going back at him. Bowled the next ball, got under it, walked to Michael Clark, and Clark goes, you got him here? I said, I think we have. I said, I'll keep going. So I kept congratulating him on his first test wicket.
Every over.
Yeah, turned his back. And I went to the non-strikers then. And Murray, Erasmus, the umpire, he said, you've got this, Giddy. I said, mate, it was quite amusing. So for Anderson and Pryor, I went on to get 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wasn't the one who was being quiet.
So Matt Pryor didn't say nutter.
And Jimmy Anderson did not, be intimidated by Ben Stokes? What was he going to do? Mate, he was a kid playing test match. They didn't get their facts right there. But I did wind him up. It was a confrontation in the middle, but I got the 100. He got fined some of his match fee. I didn't get any. So, but no, I don't think I'd be intimidated by Ben Stokes.
How did the series end?
5-0.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought,
mate, good story for the Times. He's celebrating his 100 tests. But
was there much chat from Stokes throughout the rest of that series?
I'll tell you what he did do. He got a good 100 in Perth. And the one thing I did notice about him is how hard he hit the ball. And he wanted to compete. He wanted to be in the contest. Not a lot of the English players did. Pryor, I think, got dropped by the end of that series. Who else? Trott went home.
Yep. Graham
Swan retired at Perth. But, yeah, he wanted to compete. He wanted to be in the contest. He enjoyed the big moment of a test match, which everyone did. So, but with Anderson saying, well, you better watch out, be scared of this kid, mate. You're dreaming.
He is a bit of a specimen, though, Ben Stokes. He's a
what's the specimen? What do you
like? He's an athlete. He's a natural athlete.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
No,
MMA or something?
Yeah, but in terms of intimidation, I'm not saying that you were packing Freddos about it.
Never.
But it has carried him through, and he's got a reputation of being able to physically dominate an attack.
No, what he's got a reputation of is standing up in big moments.
True.
It's nothing about being physical or intimidating opposition, but he's got an appetite.
Would you want him on your team?
No, he's English. And a Kiwi, so there's no way he's on my team. That couldn't be the worst. No.
In a world without passports, though, he's the type of cricketer that you want in your
deep
team.
down where he's from.
Yeah. You can't bring yourself to look through
your
own bias to say...
I'm taking Watto every day. He's a big, intimidating unit, and he's Aussie.
Right. I'll give you one last chance. Is this guy a good cricketer?
Very good cricketer.
Very good. Thank you, Bradley.
Very good cricketer.
Yes.
And he's
100 tests.
100 tests, longevity. And that's a sign of, great players who can play for a long time and to continue to perform under pressure. And that's the one thing he's done. That's the one thing he's done in his career. He's walked into the fire in big moments. We've seen that in his captaincy. But the Anderson and Pryor, that must have been a conversation between Slips and Gully because I wasn't involved in that.
He has impressed me as a captain. I don't know enough about tactics on field to say definitively he's a brilliant tactician, but what I see is him as a motivator and a guy who can, react to different personalities of his teammates. And you're reading it all, so you're not knowing it all. It looks from the outside in that he's a pretty good leader. You can point towards how good a tactician the guy is. Is he up there as a captain?
Well,
has he surprised you?
Mate, what he has got is that everyone in that team behind him and following every decision he makes. And he's got an appetite to win. He's trying to find ways to win. He's finding ways with Brendan McCullum to change the game. And he's getting the best out of this English team. So, yeah, he's done a wonderful job. Mate, it's great to get to 100 tests, but Atherton, you've got your facts wrong.
Athers, I just want to congratulate Athers for the last 10 minutes because if he doesn't write that, we don't have that. And all those stories going up on social media, I dare say.
What about saying I was quiet? I went from 50 to 100 in a blink of an eye.
There's one thing I can guarantee. I wasn't there. I was probably watching on TV, but knowing Brad Haddin as I do now, there's one thing more certain than the sun coming up in the east each morning is that no way in the world you were quiet.
I reckon.
Ever.
I reckon there's a picture. Sam will find it where I'm standing there with Michael Clark. I'm facing Clark, and we're both. I think you can see me laughing. And Pup goes, "Here he goes. You're going to go again." I said, "Yeah. Watch this." And I reckon we're looking back, laughing, and Stokes is coming over the top. As Ben will find. Sam will find it.
Yeah, thanks for watching the Willow Talk podcast on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't have to miss an episode wherever you are. And while you're at it, check out these videos up here. They're mostly good.